Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the upcoming month, September's monthly predictions for all the rising signs. So now friends, as you know this thing that listening to these kind of monthly prediction videos gives you this indication the way monthly theme is going to be influencing your life. Now definitely if you have to take any important decision, so you have to take into consideration the kind of yogas you have in your chart and the kind of dashas which are currently operational in your life. A very simple way to understand the monthly transit is that definitely you have to follow the moon to understand the daily event or the way daily events are gonna be influencing you. But over there as well friends, like in whichever house, in whichever alignment moon is going to be transiting. So let's say for example, if moon is getting conjunct with Mars, so now Mars which is currently transiting in the Taurus sign, so that means moon is getting exalted. Moon and Mars conjunction could be a very good conjunction for the wealth prospect. So now let's say for example, if someone who has got a Cancer rising or a Aries rising, so now in your case this conjunction in the transit is going to be taking place in your important house of income. And let's say for example, if your chart is very much wealth promising, your ongoing dashas are also promising that you're also engaged in a business where you are always expecting some sort of opportunity, some sort of financial speculative gains, then definitely the transit of the moon that day can prove to be very favorable for you. Same way friends, let's say for example, let's take up the case of a Gemini rising. So now as we know that currently Saturn is transiting from your 8th house. Now let's say for example, if in the transit if moon is going to be conjunct with Saturn on that specific day, and if the same person who has got a Gemini rising, complete planetary alignment is very accident prone, this person is also going through a very difficult dasha or ongoing time period as well, then definitely that day is going to make this person very prone, very vulnerable towards some sort of unpleasing incident. So this is how you have to take into consideration these kind of daily transit video or the monthly prediction videos. So now friends, just because we are currently talking about the moon's movement, so even in the transit, so you have to also see the kind of involvement or the kind of yoga moon is forming with the transiting Venus. So the day when moon is going to be conjunct with Venus in the transit, or moon is going to be in a opposite sign from the transiting Venus, so those days could be seen as very promising for the matters of love, romance, or proposing someone, launching a product, all those kind of performance where there's a lot of pomp and show, followership, attraction, appreciation is involved. And lastly friends, even many astrologers also give attention towards the Gaj Kesari Yoga if that is also getting formed in the transit. So in whichever days when moon is going to be transiting 4th sign from the transiting Jupiter, 7th sign or the 10th sign, so that can also be seen as a Gaj Kesari Yoga getting formed in the transit, which can be seen as a very optimistic time for any endeavors which you will be taking in that day. And just because friends, one more last principle. So this is your rising sign, in whichever house moon is going to be transiting, and specifically if it is transiting the 6th house, 8th house or the 12th house, so those are the days when you have to remain little bit watchful, little bit cautious. Now friends, talking about some important events of this upcoming month of September. So definitely the Pitru Paksh is going to start on the 10th September and it is going to finish on 25th September. Very important days specifically for all those people who have got any sort of Pitru dosha in their chart. So any affliction which Rahu and Ketu are afflicting or negatively influencing your natal sun or moon in the chart, so these are the days when you can propitiate or do remedies, and you can also ask for forgiveness or ask for the blessings of your ancestors. And lastly friends, definitely for all the devotees of the goddess, so the Navaratri will also begin from the September 26th. So very good auspicious beginning of the festive season from this month's last week of the September. So now friends, before we will jump to the customized results for all the rising signs, let's first try to understand the way planets are going to be influencing us during this month. So now friends, talking about from sun's perspective, definitely sun is in its best glory right now, transiting in its own sign of Leo. So whether you are connected with government, art, entertainment, creativity, recognition, if all of that is getting qualified in your case, so the first half can prove to be very very promising for you. But friends, as in the second half of this month of September, once sun is going to transit to the Virgo sign, so that is going to be a time period when you have to remain a little bit cautious, because sun's transit in the Virgo is entirely different from the Leo sign, because sun's placement in the Virgo demands lot of perfection, lot of discipline before bestowing any sort of recognition. Now friends, talking from Mars's perspective, so definitely Mars is currently transiting in the Taurus sign, is actually creating very good dhan yoga for lot many rising signs, and Mars is during this whole month is going to be well placed, well dignified in the Taurus sign. And like the way I have already mentioned this thing, even whenever the transiting moon is going to be getting conjunct with Mars in the Taurus sign, so for certain zodiac signs, it is going to be creating a very good wealth or the dhan yoga. Now friends, talking from the perspective of the Mercury, so definitely on the August 21st, when Mercury has already transited to its sign of exaltation, which can be seen as a very good sign. Mercury is the actual manager amongst all the planets, and definitely for all those people in whose case freelance work, you have your own business connected with the fields of communication, presentation, performing arts, Mercury becomes a very important planet. So friends, definitely Mercury is going to be in a very strong dignity. It's just like that in between it is going to go retrograde as well. So from 10th September till 2nd October, Mercury is going to go retrograde. Now friends, the beautiful aspect of this retrograde Mercury is that, trust me, with the conjunction with the sun and Mercury being exalted and retrograde, it is only gonna manifest very good results only. Now friends, talking from Venus's perspective, so definitely friends, Venus is going to transit to the Leo sign on August 31st, and it is going to be transiting over there till September of 23rd. So the conjunction of Venus for the first half of the month of September with the sun will definitely manifest some very good results, relationship management, and you might also remain lucky in establishing connections with some very prominent people as well. And very good time for all those people who are connected with the fields of luxury, entertainment, creativity, show business. So very promising time. Specifically the first half of the month of September is creating a very positive energy. You have to launch a product, you have to give any performance, you have to pump or spend a lot of money in advertising, in promotion. So very good time for that. And afterwards friends, debilitated on September 24th in the Virgo sign, but the beautiful aspect is that it is going to stay conjunct with Mercury, which is going to be creating a cancellation of its debilitation. And friends, talking from the perspective of Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu, so nothing to worry about. They are gonna be placed in the same zodiac sign. Jupiter is going to stay retrograde, Saturn is going to stay retrograde, and definitely Rahu and Ketu, they are very strong in the signs where they are currently placed in. But at least the safe zone is that all the planets have already transited over the Rahu, so we do not have to worry much about all those sensitive alignment like Sun, Mars, Mercury, Venus and their conjunction with Rahu. So that phase is now over. But once the planets are gonna reach to the tail end side of the nodes, and when they are gonna conjunct with Ketu, then the vulnerability is again gonna get high. So okay friends, now we will shift our discussion to all the rising signs. So now friends, starting first with the Aries Lagna people. So now definitely friends, without any doubt, right now your ascendant lord is transiting in the second house, and as I have already explained in the previous video as well, that sun which becomes a trine lord for your specific rising sign. So sun is in a strong dignity in the first half of the month of September, but even after that it is going to get conjunct with Mercury, which is already exalted in your 6th house. And specifically the entry of Venus At the first very beginning of the month of September, Venus's entry in the 5th house is definitely creating a very good yoga for all the Aries Lagna people. So now friends, if you are in any way connected with the fields of entertainment, media, content creation, product development and all of that, and all those people who are even connected with the banking field or finance field, so all of you guys are actually going through very auspicious time period during this specifically the first half of the month of September. Now friends, when we talk about the way Jupiter is influencing the matters of your 12th house, so as you can fairly see over here that Jupiter is going to be aspecting your third house lord Mercury in the 6th house as well. So this is also creating a very positive yoga for all those people who have to appear in any sort of competitive exam. You have to if you are going through any sort of lawsuit, any of the concerns of litigation, or you are working in the field of health, fitness, so all those people can also get benefited because of Mercury's exaltation in your 6th house, Jupiter straight away aspecting it from your 12th house, and overall the way Sun and Venus are going to be influencing the matters of your important trine house. So definitely friends, the only one thing or only vulnerability which I am looking at over here is that it is getting more qualified for all those people in whose case their ego is not in check, because friends, as you can see that Rahu's transit right over there in the 1st house can also boost up your ego, and your ascendant lord is already transiting in the 2nd house. So as we know that 2nd house is the house of our speech, of our finances. So regarding the financial aspect, this overall month is creating a very positive energy for you, but the only vulnerability which is getting formed right now for you guys is that specifically the matters of your speech, not going overboard with your ego, not getting into argument because of your fiery speech which might end up offending people. So the matters of your speech and your conduct and your behavior within the close family members and your ego, that has to be kept in check. Only if you can work in those areas. So definitely friends, regarding the financial aspect, regarding anything to do with the competition or anything to do with the launching something, appearing in any competitive exam, any important professional changes, transformation, because 5th house is getting very accentuated right now, and the kind of support it is receiving from all the planets, because your ascendant lord is also aspecting your 5th house. So overall very good time for training, for certification, any important strategic changes pertaining to your business, pertaining to your profession. So very good time period getting indicated for all the Aries Lagna people. Like trust me, if your overall chart is indicating and blending it with the dashas is indicating some big windfall financial gain, so in the transit, trust me, all the planetary alignments are getting very much supporting in that direction. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Taurus Lagna people. So now friends, in your case, as you can fairly see that your ascendant lord is going to be transiting in the 4th house, and because Sun is already transiting over there, so overall friends, this month is creating a very good energy if you are already engaged in the matters of the 4th house. So now first let's take the commercial side of the 4th house. So let's say for example you have your jewelry business, or you are connected with the fields of high-end luxury goods, or anything to do with the designing or dealing with the real estate or buying and selling of vehicles. So if you are commercially engaged in the matters of the 4th house, you can get benefited. And also for your personal use as well, like during this month, if you want to buy a new car or do redecoration of your home, or buying any home decor items and all of that, so regarding that front as well, the month is creating very good energy, because two planets of beauty, of recognition, of glamour are going to be transiting in your 4th house. So this can be seen as a very good sign. Second thing is that friends, because as you can see that your 2nd house lord, which is the planet Mercury, is going to be maintaining its dignity in your 5th house. And as on September 10th, Mercury is going to go retrograde in your 5th house. So trust me, all the investments which you have been doing or in the past you have done and you lost any hope in any sort of investments where you put your money in, so suddenly some hope might rekindle, or some sort of good return on the past investments might also come back your way. So overall friends, the month is creating very good energy for all the Taurus Lagna people. I would say that whenever we talk about the important lifetime events, all those events which gives us stability, which brings security or auspiciousness within our family life, so we generally see them or judge them from the 1st house, from the 4th house, from the 5th house. So overall the chart and in the transit, planets are creating very good yoga for the Taurus Lagna people. I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable regarding any front, and definitely follow the transit of moon as well on daily basis. The days when moon is going to be conjunct with your like 7th house lord Mars right over there in the 1st house, that is going to be creating a very good dhan yoga for you guys. When moon is going to be transiting from your 10th house or transiting from your 4th house, coming in the influence of Venus, that is also going to be a very good time for anything to do with the presentation, public speaking, launching any product, proposing someone. So overall a very good month which I am looking forward to for all the Taurus Lagna people. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Gemini rising people. So now friends, in your case, definitely to begin with, during this month your 3rd house is getting very accentuated, and trust me, for the Gemini rising people, this is the house which you guys love the most, because at the end of the day I have seen many Gemini rising people in one way or another way getting benefited in the life because of the matters of the 3rd house. Now this could be travels, this could be your resourcefulness, this could be your little bit opportunistic nature or quick wittedness or capacity to take quick paced actions and all of that. So overall friends, with this conjunction of Sun and Venus in the 1st half of the month in your 3rd house, it is definitely creating a very good yoga, very good positive energy for the Gemini rising people. So if you are connected with the fields of sales, media, marketing, travel and tour business, you are a graphic designer, you are a performing artist, so overall whether you have to initiate something, you have to ask for any favor, or even if you have to give any performance, so trust me, all of the actions and the endeavors of yours will reap some very good results. A very good month for connections, for networking. And now friends, as you can see that your ascendant lord is going to go retrograde and is very much strengthened in your 4th house. So that is also a very good yoga, a very good energy. Like I will be very honest, unless and until your natal chart and the planetary alignment in your natal chart is not indicating a anxious personality, like a personality given to too much of the anxiety. So only if you're not falling prey to that, then definitely friends, even the matters of the 4th house, whether you are engaged in the commercial and the business side of the 4th house, or whether we talk about having some rejuvenating, relaxing, pleasing time with your family members, so overall a very good energy can be foreseen this month for all the Gemini Lagna people, because friends, at the end of the day it's our ascendant lord only which governs the theme and the priorities of ours whenever it takes any important shift in our chart. Now trust me, ever since like I'm a Aries Lagna people, ever since Mars has transited to the Taurus sign in my 2nd house, I don't know from where I got this sudden interest of researching on the gemstones, on the gem mines like the Muzo emerald mines in Colombia, in Brazil, in Myanmar. So these days suddenly I do not know why I'm interested in that, and I'm putting so much of my time in that. So definitely Mars, my ascendant lord, is transiting there, so whole shift of priorities is going in that direction. So this is how planets influence us. So definitely friends, a very good time to put your energies, direct your energies in the matters of the 4th house during this month. Like you have to do any renovation, you have to take any short trip with your family members, or if you're engaged in the professional side of the 4th house, definitely you're gonna get benefited during this month. So friends, only on the days when a moon is going to be getting conjunct with Mars in your 12th house, during those days you have to remain a bit cautious of your extravagant nature, or you have to keep your extravagant side little bit in control. But apart from that, a very good month for networking, for any important initiative, and giving priority to the matters of your domestic family life. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Cancer Lagna people, so now definitely friends, in your case, pertaining to the matters of your finances, this month is creating a very good energy. Now friends, trust me, I want to be very honest over here. I do not know whether you have straight away skipped to this section and you have not heard the introduction part or not, but let me repeat that over here as well. See friends, right now in your chart, for all the Cancer Lagna people, I want to be very honest, you are actually going through a very good Dhan Yoga. Like Mars, your Yogarka planet, is transiting in your 11th house, and your second house is also right now in a very accentuated state. So let's say for example, if in your natal chart you have those Dhan Yoga wealth combinations in your natal chart, your dashas are also promising that, and your nature of work, your activities, actions are also hover around the area where you are very much like open towards or eligible for speculative gain, financial gain, lucrative opportunity. So trust me, this could be the best month for you. But again, everything has to be getting qualified as well. So friends, picking one aspect at one time. So looking first at your second house, so with the sun getting accentuated and Venus supporting sun in your second house, so definitely networking, your charm, the elegance in your personality will definitely make you the front runner for any good opportunity, any good position, consideration and all of that. And any of the financial decision if you will take during this month, the chances are going to be very high that they will prove to be a matter of gain or profit, or some very good incoming gains in times to come. And specifically for all those people who are in their family business, or you are connected with the government, you are in politics or anything to do with the banking finance field, so very good time period which all the Cancer Lagna people which are going through right now. Now friends, looking at from the perspective of the the role of Mercury, so definitely friends, Mercury in your case is a little bit sensitive planet, because first of all, it's not a very good friend of your ascendant lord. It has also got the rulership of your 12th house as well. Now see the way things are going to happen during this month, because Mercury is going to go retrograde right over there in your third house. Now till the time Mercury is exalted till September 9th, like it's gonna be in this state for a long time, but so till the time it is in a direct motion till September 9th, it is actually going to be supporting you, and your strategies, all of your plans, all of your actions are gonna be putting you in the right direction. But once it's gonna go retrograde in your third house, it is definitely going to put you in that mode that before taking any action, you will be doubting yourself. You are like trying to take one step ahead and you are again turning back to look at the pros and cons. So that mode of self-doubting, or like being very much critical of your own actions, or getting pessimistic, so those are the inner demons you have to fight once Mercury is going to go retrograde in your third house. But again friends, a very good time for all those people in whose case any of the problem solving, or specifically the chartered accountants, auditors, and the content creators and all of that. So sometimes, you know, being too much critical also helps you to create the best craft or create the best work. So overall friends, a very good month for all the Cancer Lagna people. If I were to summarize this whole month's theme for you guys in one line, so definitely you are running a very golden time period pertaining to the matters of the finances or financial opportunity, some big lucrative opportunity. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Leo rising people, so now definitely friends, in your case the important planetary shift is taking place right over there from your first house. So now friends, like the entry of Venus in your first house is gonna take place at the beginning of this month only, like on rather August 31st. So I would say friends, definitely two planets of recognition, of charm, of glamour, of relationship management. So this will definitely give a very strong boost to your confidence, to your individuality. And if during this time, specifically in the first half of the month of September, if you have to set up any meeting with important people, you have to give any performance, you have to spend some money in advertising or promotion of your brand or something like that, so the time period will definitely favor you, support you. Second thing is that friends, definitely regarding the matters of your finances as well, the month is creating a very good energy for you. Mercury is a very important planet for your lagna. It rules some very beautiful houses, and even its retrograde motion is only gonna work in your favor. So definitely, if during this time you have to take any important financial decision, you have to meet any important people, or in your part of or nature of work too much of the presentation or public speaking is involved, so all those Leo Lagna people can get beautifully benefited during this time. The charm in your personality will attract lot many people towards you, lot many opportunities will also come towards you. So try to remain in that mode where you are very much receptive towards encashing on any opportunity, any proposal which the universe is gonna bless to you. So now friends, if you want to include the way other planets are influencing you, so definitely in your 10th house, like Mars is going to be in a very strengthened state. Now Mars becomes a very important planet for you guys. So now friends, the way the whole planetary shift is getting aligned this month for you guys, so your first house is in a very strong dignity, your 10th house is in a very strong dignity, and also friends, your 6th house, because of the transiting Saturn, in a very well strengthened dignity in your 6th house. So very good time for any of those important strategic decisions, specifically if you are in that top management, you are in that top leadership role, you have to write any important competitive exam. So trust me, all of your hard work is gonna put you in the limelight, or any of the hard work put by you during this time can actually reap some very good results. Only thing is that friends, you have to learn how to deal with the malefic planets. See, when we talk about the essence of the Saturn, whenever it is transiting from the 6th house, it has everything to do with the hard work. Whenever Mars is transiting from the 10th house, it has everything to do with directing your energies towards your goals. And when Sun is transiting from your 1st house, monitoring your actions towards some righteous deeds. So you do not want to fall prey to the negative side of these malefic planets, like acting very egoistic because Sun is transiting in the 1st house, or getting into quarrels or arguments with your bosses. Mars is in the 10th house, or acting out very lazy, or too much of the procrastination because Saturn is transiting in the 6th house. So you have to know how to handle, how to deal with this golden time which you are currently going through. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Virgo rising people, so now friends, in your case, as you can fairly see, that the good part is that the concentration of the planets is there in your 12th house, but your ascendant lord is finally out of the clutches of the 12th house, and it is going to go retrograde in your 1st house on September 10th. So it is only gonna benefit you even when it is going to be transiting in your 1st house. So now friends, try to understand this thing, like Mercury, which is a planet of discriminatory intelligence. Now whether it is direct or retrograde, if it is in a strong dignity, it is only gonna manifest some very good results. And also friends, because Saturn is also like transiting right over there in your 5th house, now 5th house, which has everything to do with our mental faculties, our thought process. So overall friends, you guys are actually going through some very positive time of introspection, or like I would say that this is not a time for you guys to focus only on the problems which are very short-sighted in nature. Look at the bigger, broader, or some very heavy or big investment. So you can think from that perspective. Now definitely when we talk about from the perspective of the financial investment part or portfolio, so over there you have to still wait for Venus, which is your 2nd house lord, to come out of the 12th house. But when we talk about the planning or strategy perspective, so regarding that front, your ascendant lord being exalted right over there in your 1st house will definitely put you in a position of power or in a position of looking at the deeper penetrating side of any given situation. Now friends, talking from the perspective of the concentration of the planets in your 12th house. So now friends, I always say this thing, it all comes down to individual. Like specifically if in your case you are already planning to move to a foreign land, during this time you have to file for any immigration, any of the concerns of foreign university admission, or planning or contemplating any overseas tour and all of that. So regarding that front, you can get benefited. Now friends, try to understand this thing, like the way when we say that if malefic planets are creating any vulnerability of accident, let's say for example in the 8th house, then we say that rather than falling prey to this negative side of the planet, justify that vibration, do some voluntary blood donation. So same way friends, if this is the kind of yoga which is getting formed in your 12th house, which is hard bent on burning a hole in your pocket, so try to channelize that energy a lot in your favor. Like I would say that any investments, like spendings in the form of investment, will be a good way to channelize this time period, or any foreign travel, any overseas travel with your family, any charities, any donations can be considered during this time when in the transit planets are in a very accentuated state right over there in your 12th house. So friends, overall I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable in any front, and like the way I have already explained, for all those people specifically in whose case like a very spiritual oriented lifestyle, a life very much dedicated, driven towards knowledge, accumulation of knowledge, religious austerity, so all those people can definitely get benefited, because friends in your case Jupiter is also in a very strong dignity right over there in your 7th house. So the way the slow moving planets like Saturn in your 5th house and Jupiter in your 7th house are forming this yoga, and finally after a long time Mars is out of your 8th house, it is right now transiting in your 9th house. So a very good time for travel, for any sort of accumulation of knowledge, wisdom, and some very important contemplative, introspective, strategic decision can be foreseen as a theme of this month for all the Virgo rising people. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Libra rising people. So guys, in your case, as you can fairly see, you guys are actually going through a very good time, like because in your case your 11th house is getting very accentuated in the transit during this month. So now friends, with Sun in its best glory in your 11th house, and with the entry of Venus in your 11th house, trust me, if during this time you get any invitation of any gathering or any sort of retreat, any sort of public appearance, public performance, meeting people, being introduced to someone, so this has to be your approach, this has to be your attitude during this month, because with this kind of combination which is getting formed in your 11th house, trust me, it can actually give you some very lucrative opportunity, or because of the support of someone very prominent which might help you progress in the life or in whichever field you are currently engaged in. So overall friends, a very good yoga which is currently getting formed for all the Libra rising people. So now friends, it is not only getting qualified regarding the networking or feel good factor perspective. Now trust me, like for all those people who work in the fields of getting any government tenders, and also friends, like if during this time you have to write any important government job exam, because trust me, a lot of my audience are from India and they are in that young age group where you are still working hard to settle down in your career, and a lot many people keep on writing me that I have to write any important competitive exam during this time, how the vibrations of the planets or the transiting planets are gonna help me basis my rising sign. So trust me, if all of that is getting qualified in your case during this time, you can definitely get benefited. Any of the matters which are connected with the government, with the prominence, with the opportunity, with the recognition can work out a lot in your favor. Now friends, in your case, as you can see that Mercury is a very important planet for you guys, because it is your 9th house lord, and it is going to go retrograde in your 12th house. So this is a kind of energy which might give little bit of the anxiety. Now friends, For that, it all depends on the kind of yogas you have in your chart, what kind of personality you are. Are you a very extrovert person? Are you a very introvert person? Are you a deep thinker? So it all comes down to, because whenever Mercury goes in a retrograde motion, that too in the 12th house, we might create demons within our own mind only. So something which happened long time back, you are just that flying or random thought somehow came to your mind. Now you are just eating your brains out, getting disturbed or perturbed by that thought. So only if you cannot go into that self-affliction mode once Mercury is going to go retrograde in your 12th house. So apart from that, the yoga which is getting formed in your 11th house with your ascendant lord being a part of that, it is definitely could be a very good month for all the Libra rising people. And during this time, friends, Mercury is a very important planet for you guys, and its transit is also taking place in a house which has got a very deeper spiritual meaning attached to it. So the worship of Lord Ganesha or the listening to the Lord Vishnu's Sahasranam will prove to be very beneficial during this time for all the Libra rising people. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Scorpio rising people. So now friends, in your case, as you can see that the planetary concentration is actually putting the spotlight in the matters of your 10th house, in the matters of your professional undertakings. So definitely friends, Sun is in a very strong dignity, and the entry of Venus is definitely gonna add more charm, more elegance in all of your professional undertakings. So a very good time for all those people who are connected with the fields of like entertainment, mass media, recognition, limelight, addressing people, or dealing with high-end clients and luxury goods and all of that. So all those people can get benefited with the kind of yoga which is getting formed right over there in your like 10th house. So now friends, as you can see fairly right now over here that because planetary alignment is actually putting you in a position of power, in a position of like remaining lucky in receiving the right set of attention which anyone could ask for. Because if you will see, all of your air houses are in a very strong dignity. Like in the 3rd house, Saturn is in a very strengthened state. Your ascendant lord in itself is transiting in the 7th house, and Mercury is, although Mercury is not a very auspicious planet for you guys, but its exalted state, its retrograde state in the 11th house is considered as a very good time for networking, for multitasking, for meeting new people, or getting some important connections and all of that. So overall friends, the the month is creating a very good energy, whether it's from your professional undertaking perspective, or regarding initiating a new project, or any important work related travel, or like getting the right set of recognition from the important people, like all those people who could be a decision maker in your business, in your craft. So regarding all of that front, overall combining everything, I'm actually looking forward to a very good month regarding the gains, recognition perspective for all the Scorpio rising people. The only vulnerability friends which is getting formed over here for you guys is that till the time your ascendant lord is going to be transiting in the 7th house, so that in itself means that your whole energy is going in the matters of your 7th house, which could be very good for the commercial gain perspective, but it could be very vulnerable regarding the matters of your dealing with your partner within the marriage, within the relationship. So only if you can work on not getting into argument, not getting into that domination mode or power struggle mode with your partner. So overall energy is very positive regarding the professional gain perspective during this month for all the Scorpio rising people. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Sagittarius rising people. So now friends, in your case, as you can fairly see that in the transit, your 9th house is actually getting very accentuated because of the presence of two important planets of recognition, of relationship. So now friends, we cannot overlook this fact that at the end of the day, Sagittarius is the original 9th house energy of the Kalpurush Kundli. And also friends, because the 9th house is a house which actually gives us hope for the future. So let's say for example, if any of your important work are getting struck, or you have lost any hope in any specific field where you are persistently working hard from past couple of weeks, or rather I would say months. So with this concentration of the planets like Sun and Venus in your ninth house, it can actually rekindle hope in all of those areas, in all of those matters. Definitely friends, during this month, because we are going to have Pitru Paksh, we are going to have the beginning of the auspicious festival of Navratri as well. So if in your chart you have got any yoga, like specifically any Pitru dosha you have in your chart, or Rahu or Ketu in any way are afflicting your luminaries like Sun or Moon in your chart, so definitely a very good month to propitiate these planets to do remedies in these auspicious days. Now friends, definitely this is going to be a very positive energy that if you are currently engaged in the matters of the ninth house, because friends, at the end of the day, whenever we have to start monitoring the influence of any specific given period of time, so for the monthly transit as well, we always first start with the way if any event is getting promised by your ascendant lord or not. So right now your ascendant lord is in a very strong dignity, being placed in your fourth house, a house which is very favorable for the transiting Jupiter. So definitely friends, the feel good factor, the degree and sense of hope and optimism is bubbling up right over there deep within yourself. So all what is required is that you have to do a meditation, you have to remain very much attuned and receptive towards your inner voice, the way your mentors, your advisors are guiding you, the way nature and omens are giving you any signs. So try to remain very receptive towards that, and a very good time period for all those people who are counselors, who are teachers, who are lecturers, who are in any immigration business, travel and import and export business. So all those people can get benefited. Now friends, over here if you will see that Jupiter is in a strong dignity in your fourth house, and Mercury is not only exalted but also it is going to go retrograde in your 10th house as well, which can be seen as a very good sign. So it is definitely going to make you work on all those unfinished projects which might have lost your attention or your focus or your concentration in the past. So only if you can get back to all those details or all of those nitty-gritties of your professional undertakings. So a very good time regarding your professional development, some leap and bound growth in the matters of your profession, good connections, being able to multitask, being able to manage things with complete efficiency. And I would say friends, whatsoever you are or in whichever field or area of interest you are currently engaged in, do not overlook the religious austerity or prioritizing your spiritual or religious practices during this month, because Sun, which is the ultimate significator of our soul, so Sun transiting in your ninth house is a very auspicious time. Now friends, like the way we say this thing, Sun, Mercury, Venus, they transit these houses every month, but it's just like that, the way slow moving planets are promising that or supporting to that. So definitely Sun will transit in the same alignment next year as well, but during that time Jupiter is not going to be over there in your fourth house. So during this time, any of the wishes or kind of deeply felt desires of yours which you have, try to put that in the feet of your Ish Devta while doing prayers, while worshipping to your Ish Devta. And trust me, like when we talk about the actual principles and signs of manifestation, so trust me, it's the Jupiter driven people like the Sagittarius rising people, Pisces rising people and the Cancer rising people. I've seen these specific three rising signs who tend to remain very lucky in actually manifesting all of their desires because of, you call it their faith, you call it their strong discipline in the religious austerities, faith in the universe. So a very good time for focusing on the manifestation, some very important quick paced development at your professional front, and the matters of ninth house will definitely take a boost during this month for all the Sagittarius Lagna people. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Capricorn rising people. So now friends, in your case, now as you can see that the concentration of two planets of glamour, of recognition, of limelight is going to be taking place in your 8th house. So whatsoever is gonna be happening right now, you might not get the quick recognition of that in a very quick paced way. Like trust me, you have to be very much welcoming towards that whatsoever is going to be happening right now, or the way planets are influencing you, it is trying to make you more perfectionist, more self-critical, and work hard in your field. Like I would say that specifically if you're connected with the fields of like insurance, revenue, mining business, research, occult sciences, all those people can still get benefited. But overall friends, 8th house is a very hidden energy, and because Saturn is right now transiting right over there in your first house, so the pressure is right now very high on you. And over and above that, because whatsoever hard work you might be putting in, and if you are not getting that quick result for all of the hard work, so many times people get kind of demoralized. So you have to save yourself regarding that kind of negative thoughts. That is the one thing which I want to say. Second thing is that friends, definitely in your case, because the way planets are influencing you, so Mars is transiting right over there in your 5th house. So friends, as you know that 5th house which has to do with our mental faculties, so your mind might be running very fast, but Saturn is restraining everything, restraining all of your plans, all of the important development. And because Sun is also transiting in the 8th house, so just try to remain very much be in this mode that this month you have to be in that back foot. You have to remain more receptive towards that, the way your intuition and the signs are guiding you. And I would say that it's a very good time for working hard on your craft. And regarding the matters of any secretive activities, clandestine activities, any unethical activity, you have to protect or guard yourself in that front, because Sun transiting in the 8th house, Venus transiting in the 8th house, and the way Rahu and Ketu are influencing you, any unethical, any sort of perversive action taken by you might land you in some sort of scandal, some sort of controversy. So try to remain very watchful regarding your actions, regarding your activities. Now friends, the only good aspect which I am looking at this month for you guys is that, because as you can see in your trine houses, so in your 1st house Saturn is transiting, in your 5th house Mars is transiting, and in your 9th house Mercury is going to be transiting. So very good time for undertaking any pilgrimage, any sort of religious spiritual vows, doing fasting, reading holy scriptures, listening to Vishnu Sahasranam. So regarding the religious and spiritual austerity, and a very good time specifically for all those people who are currently going through their MBAs, their PhDs, they are doing or engaged in any sort of research, any sort of occult practices. So all those people can get benefited. But when we talk about the general material mundane life, so over there try to remain little bit patient, little bit cautious, work hard. And that is the only thing which I want to say for all the Capricorn Lagna people. And friends, the one good aspect of this month for you guys is that if you actually want to invest in any of the matters of property, real estate, buying and selling of property or vehicles and all of that, that is one area which you can consider or which you can prioritize during this month. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Aquarius Lagna people, so now friends, in your case, as you can fairly see that the concentration of the planets are gonna be influencing the matters of your 7th house and the 8th house, which can be seen as a good energy friends, because specifically when we talk about your commercial activities, your public image, so 7th house plays a very pivotal role over there. Like if you will go by the concept of the Bhavad Bhavam, so 7th house is the 10th house of the from the 10th house. So friends, specifically for all those people who are connected with the business, you are freelance, you have your own freelance business and all of that, so all those people can get benefited during this month friends. And all those people who are content creator, engaged in the fields of mass media and all of that, so any content, any work created by you will be very well accepted by your audience within the world. So a very good time for marketing, for advertising, for socializing, meeting new people. So overall the month is creating a very good energy for all the Aquarius Lagna people. Like for all those people who are single and qualified bachelors, so during this time you might also run into someone regarding the dating front or meeting a prospective match. Like it all depends on the community you are living in. So if you are living in a traditional community and you want to find your life partner, soulmate, you want to get married, so a very good time. And for in all those communities where you want to just date someone. So a very good time, a very good energy which is getting formed right over there in your 7th house. Now friends, when we talk about the exalted state and the retrograde state of Mercury in your 8th house, that can actually work out in your favor. Now friends, whenever we say this thing that the Aquarians are the true genius, the scientists and the innovators of the whole zodiac belt. So why we say this thing? Because in your case, Mercury is a important planet for you guys, because not only it rules one house of your mind, another house of the research. So because of which friends, if you are actually working in the fields of technology, innovation, research, or anything to do with the occult sciences, spiritual, religious, austerity, if all of that is getting qualified in your case, all of those people can get benefited. Like the way friends, I mentioned this thing at the beginning of this video, that ever since Mars has transited to my 2nd house, I've been watching a lot of videos on the mining, on the gemstone business and all of that. And trust me, when you see all those people, like when you go for any, whether you're working for a corporation or a government, or you are an independent freelance miner, so you never know that when you're digging that rock or that mountain, that your next hour could bless you with a stone worth of millions, or for the next couple of months you're not gonna find anything. So this is how the energies of the 8th house manifest, which is equally getting applicable for the researchers, for the innovators and all of that. So definitely friends, a very good time, dedicated, driven towards the religious austerity, research, success in research, deep penetrative mind and thought process, helping you, guarding you, and a very good time period for launching anything or running into someone, starting to date someone, good important decision making in the matters of your business. So overall, a very good month for all the Aquarius Lagna people. And lastly friends, for all the Pisces Lagna people, so definitely friends, in your case, as you can see that the transit of the Sun and Venus is going to be influencing the matters of your 6th house during this month. So a very good time for like all those people in whose case, like you are in a job, you are in a multinational organization, or you are in health industry, fitness industry, law, arbitration. So all those people can get benefited, because friends, 6th house definitely is the house of our health, of our competition, struggles. But the transit of planets like Sun in its strong dignity and Venus can actually make things very mellowed over here. So you can actually win over any competition, win over any conflict, any dispute, because of your good relationship management, because of your that sort of charm or elegance in your personality, in your relationship dealing. And also friends, because as you can see that Mercury is not only exalted, but it is also gonna go retrograde in your 7th house. So very good time period pertaining to the matters of the relationship, pertaining to the matters of the commercial decision making. Now it is actually getting very much qualified, whether you talk about that in the past you had some good connection with someone and you lost that contact, or even in the business there was some important lucrative deal which you were very close to finalize, but things did not work out at the 11th hour, at the last moment. So this retrograde energy of Mercury in your 7th house and planets are supporting you, because Saturn right now is transiting in your 11th house, Jupiter is very well placed in your 1st house, expecting this retrograde Mercury in your 7th house. So overall friends, all those past lost opportunities could get sealed during this month with the concentration of the planets taking place right over there in your 6th house and 7th house for all the Pisces rising people. So this is something friends which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for this monthly predictions and monthly prediction theme for all the rising signs. For furthermore updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyawad.